Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and as we continue to fight against the gloom, there has been one thing that has been plaguing a lot of players, and well, it's actually a lot of the bugs and technical issues in the game. So today we're going to go over when is Arrowhead going to roll out a fix, what are they going to do for the engine in the future, and also, well, what's the current state of the game. We're going to go over all of that, but without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So for the last month, Helldivers 2 has been dealing with a lot of issues in regards to bugs, and no, I'm not talking about the current major order on Nibble, which is actually kicking our butts. I don't know if we're actually gonna get this major order done, but there were some players who made a Reddit post saying it's been almost a month since Arrowhead broke everything and it's getting frustrating, and they outlined a ton of issues currently going on in the game that have not been addressed, and we'll go over a bunch of them right now. There's such issues such as desync errors are a major issue, player and enemy models getting torn to shreds and separated from their name tags cause players to become floating torsos with guns, objectives like the larva backpack, SSS, the egg, the head, everything that needs to be carried around by players are completely broken. When someone picks them up, it won't actually show them moving in the map, and if they put it down, the other players will see them disappear and appear at spawn. Along with that, there's some other issues such as stratagem pause, and especially the extraction ones can drop mid-air, which is especially annoying when the pelican just won't land. Models of dead enemies have incredibly big hitboxes and will become invisible walls impenetrable to gunshots. Then you have stuff like meanwhile bot tank's performance and will track players through walls with impeccable accuracy. The audio mixing is still bad or broken at the moment. The only loud things are our gun voices and some explosions. Helldiver footsteps are louder than charger footsteps, and well, that's just kind of silly. Then you've got it's incredibly common to still get stuck beneath the terrain, which has happened to me actually a ton, especially when dropping too close to a bug nest, and if the impalers are far away enough, they'll be able to track players through level geometry because their line of sight system just breaks. And the animation for picking up samples has been broken for months now, and they either don't play at all or play weird sped up version. Sounds are also broken for this and often straight up don't play at all, and it's still impossible to dive when wading through water. And well, those are a lot of issues, and players are pretty vocal about the fact that they're not happy about it right now. Luckily though, Arrowhead is a pretty good dev team, and they did respond to this thread, and it does seem like we have some hope for the future. They said, hey, that's a great thread, thanks a bunch. I get these are frustrating to be fair, we're also frustrated that these are still in the game. 100% of these issues are tracked. Many of them we will fix or we fix for the next update, the anti-aliasing or the animation for picking samples, for example. Some of them are longer to fix and give us headaches, but we're looking at them too. And finally, some issues are by design. I really want to make sure that we've seen this. This post is incredibly valuable, and our dev team is working hard on prioritizing fixing these issues. However, this is going to be something that actually continues to be a problem for Helldivers 2, and it has something to do with the engine that they use, the Autodesk Stingray. In fact, a user made a post very much stating it's time to move on to Helldivers 3. Obviously, the game hasn't been out that long, but realistically, we're already seeing the seemingly massive limitations of the engine and code base that Helldivers 2 is dealing with each patch breaking more and more things. And while they are right that, this is an issue with the Autodesk Stingray that they use, Helldivers 3 probably isn't coming out anytime soon. What we're probably going to get is Helldivers 2.5, and the question is, well, is that going to come up with a new engine, as Arrowhead has talked about it? So let's dive into it. There's a recent interview with Michael Erickson where he sat down with Polygon and actually talked about there are plans to turn the game into eventual Helldivers 3. However, right now the studio is planning for an eventual 5.0 release. So what you kind of want to know about that is there's a lot of stuff that's still going to be going on. He further clarified saying, when we first launched the game, I thought, okay, we have a version 1.0 here, but we're imagining a 3.0 or a 5.0 that'll be super epic. I didn't anticipate how powerful it already was. When we had Malevolent Creek moments or Meridia or whatever, people were role-playing and we had players super invested in the story. It was such a beautiful thing to see, and it blew us away. And then he went on to further clarify there was some meaningful impact he wants to see in the future of the game, such as the fact that when the DSS was launched, well, it was a shaky launch, but it's at least one of the steps, and we're planning to improve on the DSS and keep building on the functionality. So hopefully that platoon clan system is one of those steps. He went on to further clarify it's one of the ways we want to give a chess piece to the community, and we have several more planned as well. Clan system, again, yeah, maybe just wishful thinking. We want to give the community ways to have a real impact on the outcomes of the Galactic War and leave permanent marks. They'd be able to change the game meta in considerable noticeable ways, just like a player in a tabletop role-playing game, which is actually refreshing to hear and really great. If you ever thought, oh, the odds are stacked against us, well, sometimes it is, but it does appear that they are trying to give us the freedom of choice to go ahead and move and change and impact the universe as we see fit. That being said, I am excited to see what a Helldivers 3 could possibly be. As we've talked about on this channel before, Arrowhead has actually gone ahead with the CEO saying, Helldivers 2 was built on an archaic engine. This is true. Our crazy engineers had to do everything with no support to build the game to parity with other engines, and yes, the project started before it was discontinued. The game engine no longer functionally actually exists with support and updates, so going to Helldivers 3 seems like the most logical conclusion to go ahead and make the game long-standing. I just hope everything carries over from Helldivers 2 to Helldivers 3, because that kind of progression would be very much needed, or at least welcomed by the community. Now, along with that, something that we could see in the very near future for the 3.0 or 5.0 update, and it's something we've talked about and wanted a long time, is something Iron Sights just went over the other day. I think it was yesterday actually, with the customization menu. He managed to get more of the attachment UI to display, and then he gave us a video of all the attachments and what they would function like in the UI system, and we're gonna go ahead and play that clip right now so you guys know exactly when we get the weapon attachment system, what kind of parts we'll be able to move around. Let me know down below, have you experienced any of these bugs, issues, or glitches, and what are you hoping for with Arrowhead if they ever decide to upgrade to a new engine? Also, don't forget to check out this video right here where I cover more news on Helldivers 2 on the daily, and until next time everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading man democracy.